Tahir, this is Jordan Rodriguez with The Athletic. Nice to meet you, and welcome. I hope you and your family are doing well. I know this is a crazy time. I just wanted to kind of get started with how this process unfolded with you, and what you love about playing middle linebacker.
No, just as far as the playing wise, we haven't really talked much about, what position I'm gonna be playing exactly. So just really waiting to get a chance to talk to the coaching staff and figure out, what my position is going to be. But I'm just excited. I'm excited to, have another opportunity to play the game that I love and in a great city, in a great area that really loves football. So, for me, and then just the relationship with Coach Rhule and understanding him as a person and what, he offers. He's a player's coach. He's a guy that you love to play for. And, just thinking back on the time spent together at Temple, I couldn't wait to, get an opportunity to play for him again.
Hey, Tahir, Will Kunkel here with Fox 46 in Charlotte. First of all, congratulations and kind of welcome and pleasure to meet you. But following some major dudes here with Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis and names like that, kind of what goes through your head? What do you know about those guys, and how important is it for you to be you and not try to be them?
First and foremost, like just over the years, I've admired the way that they play the game, and even Carolina, they've had a lot of great linebackers, play there throughout the years. And when I'm watching film, I normally would dive in and watch, TD or Luke, and see the way, even Shaq, the way they play the game. And, for me, it's just being able to get in the Panthers uniform and, really continue that, that great linebacker play that's come through Carolina. And for me, I've been playing, 8 years, this will be 9 years now. And then I've been able to, pretty make a, solid career for myself and just going out there, playing, being consistent, constantly being available. And I just plan on really pretty much keeping that going. Just going out there and just continue to play my type of football, physical, fly around, and, contribute to the team the best way I can.
Hey, Tahir, it's Joe Person. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm curious, first of all, where are you calling in from? I think we're hearing some birds chirping in the background.
Calling in from Atlanta, Georgia, man. Out here in the back. Had to, get away from the little ones. I got 4 little boys in the house that that's all you would have heard if I would have stayed inside versus the birds.
I got you. And then secondly, just wanted to ask, have you had conversations with Matt or Al Holcomb or anybody about, do you think you're going to ultimately end up at middle linebacker?
Because I can play, on like any position pretty much, I'm versatile in that sense. It hasn't really been something that's been racking my brain, so I really didn't want to reach out to them and, pin them down like, hey, what am I going to play? So we just I'm playing it by ear. I know that I'm pretty much comfortable playing inside or outside. So whenever they let me know, hey, we want you to play this, then I'm rolling with the flow, and then that's what I'm going to learn, and that's what I'm going to play.
Here, David Newton with ESPN.com. Not sure my camera's working right now or not, but when you were at Temple, I know Matt Rhule was on the staff for a while. Did you get to know him at all, and what were your impressions if you did?
Yeah, Matt was extremely vocal, even during the time, he was the OC while I was there. And then, but he, like I can't harp on it enough. He's a player's coach. He loves to have fun. He loves to keep guys engaged. He's innovative in a way to keep guys engaged. He's going to make sure that he's getting the best from his team. And at the end of the day, all he really asks from you is, accountability and taking ownership in your actions. Just be a man about your stuff. And that's really, being around Matt for 4 years at Temple. That's what I've learned about him. And I'm just excited to be able to get a chance to play for him, at this level now. So, that's pretty much, who he is, through. But I can recall one practice we were about to, get ready for warm-up. And then out of nowhere, he comes out with a helmet and shoulder pads on. And I remember looking at him like, dang, this guy's crazy, man. What he doing? I forget which player it was on the team he was going up against, but I'm gonna just say he was probably about twice Matt's size, and Matt he didn't care. He's like, look, come on, we got to show you guys how to get going. We're gonna go out here. We're gonna, push the issue. We believe in toughness and all that stuff. And he went out there and he just started hitting guys. Got in the middle of the circle, bull in the ring style, and he just started going around, just butting everybody up. And I was like, okay, this is the type of guy you want to have on your team. You can go to battle for because he's invested in the team. He showed exactly that. Way back when, and that's just something that stuck with me ever since.
Tahir, this is Scott Fowler from the Charlotte Observer. Welcome. One follow-up question on that, just did he ever get knocked down when all that was happening?
I'm not going to throw my guy under the bus like that. I'm not going to speak too much to that.
The other thing I wanted to ask you to hear is, with your 4 boys, how's your family coping with the coronavirus? Can you talk about some of the lifestyle changes your family has made?
So for us, it's pretty much keeping us indoors. Well, not even indoors, but just at home more often. We typically would, go. We would be starting baseball right now, so I would say that's the only thing that pretty much changed for all of my boys. But we're pretty much homebodies. My children, they're homeschooled already, and for us, it's just a matter of, not like just getting the boys to understand, hey, look, we can't really go out and about and be around, too many people. So, we have a 11-year-old, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, then obviously newborn, born on the 19th. But for the older 3, we just explain to them, why. Instead of having them asking a lot of questions as to, why can't we, go to Chick-fil-A, or why can't we just go, to the jumping house, place. But they've done a great job of just understanding, hey, we just have to, relax for a while. And on top of that, they pretty much love staying at home more than leaving anyway. So all in all, it hasn't really altered, the lifestyle too much. They still ride like ATVs and hopping in the pool and all that stuff when they want. So it's been pretty chill.
It's Tahir, Christian, Fox 46 here in Charlotte. My senior year at Temple was your junior year at Temple. And I remember you being a very intense dude back then. So if you could describe your game in the NFL with one word, what would it be?
Enthusiastic. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in everything, you got to be enthused about it. You got to love it. And, as you stated, like, there's pretty much something that is just stuck with me since Temple. It's learned it from Golden, learned it from Rhule, the knob, the type of staff that we played on and everything, so you just got to be enthused about what you're doing, no matter what it is. And I think that's pretty much filtered over into all aspects of my life. I'm just enthused about everything, loving everything, and, loving life. And that's really it.
So here, Josh Klein from the Riot Report. I'm curious, you talked about kind of your lifestyle differences with coronavirus. What was it like to be a free agent, kind of trying to work your way around the league and talk to teams and negotiate kind of when you can't come out of your house, can't go do free agent visits, things like that? What's the difference between this year and last year?
Well, obviously, like last year, didn't have to deal with a lot of the free agent stuff, pretty much being on the team already. But, this year and the coronavirus, and it's made it extremely hard. And I've talked to a few guys that were free agents and just asking them how the process was going for them. And it really hurt a lot of guys' chances to be able to get in front of, the other teams, take the visits where teams can actually get a feel for who you are. Sometimes, teams can just turn on the tape, and that's one thing, who you are and what you represent as a football player. But sometimes, there's a different aspect to that in the sense of who you are as a person, your morals, what you represent. And that's what I think a lot of guys are losing out on. And I think it was it couldn't have worked out any better for me. I was fortunate enough to, have had a relationship with Coach Rhule over the years. I'm just kept in touch with him, just constantly congratulating and everything with, as he, climbed that ladder, from Temple to Baylor and then now. So just having a feel for the coaching staff and knowing them, it allowed me to, they knew me, I knew them. So that part of it was like, okay, we know who you are as a person, what you represent. And on top of that, it was a matter of, do you still got it? Can you still fly around and be, the Tahir that we know, over the recent years? And at the end of the day, pretty much the tape spoke for itself. And, so my situation was a lot different than I believe, most guys. And, just to answer your question, yeah, the coronavirus, everything, definitely jammed a lot of guys up.
Here, Steve Reed from the Associated Press. If you do end up filling in for, replacing Luke Kuechly, what would that be like? I mean, obviously he's a perennial All-Pro, and what would that be like if you do have to replace him?
Once again, to say, replacing everything, have to be Mike, or I believe, that's what Luke played, Mike. But, I'm still not sure which position I'm going to play. So I would have loved to even play with him. That was one of the guys that I've always, admired from afar. Just watch his game. I'm like, damn, that'll be, it'd be a dope if I could have played with Luke. So I don't know. I'm just trying to get in where I fit in and offer the leadership capabilities that I know I'll be able to bring to the table, and just continue to get work with guys like Shaq, and then the other guys on the team to be able to just go out there and win some football games. And that's really what it comes down to me, because I think I haven't quite reached my peak yet, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make sure that I continue to elevate my game. So to go out there, make some of the plays that Luke made, I'm definitely going to challenge myself to be as a key piece in Carolina the way he did.
Tahir, you mentioned how tough it is with Corona, not being able to visit the facilities, get to know the coaches. Did you reach out to any of the players and ask them their questions about Carolina, or did any of them reach out and try to recruit you to get you into Panther colors?
Actually, let me see. Christian McCaff, he reached out on IG, and then Shaq Thompson, he sent me a text. It was pretty much when I signed, though. But outside of that, I was familiar with Charlotte. I visited it a few times when I was younger. I have an aunt that actually stays down in the area. So, and there was actually one area that I was looking to move. I'm originally from New Jersey. I've been down here in Atlanta for 5 years now. So I considered actually purchasing the home in Charlotte. And, it's just funny how things work out. But just getting that invite, pretty much from those two guys who, obviously they're viewed as leaders on the team, key pieces to the team. And, that was that was a good feeling, to having guys reach out and accept me and, just talk about the way that I play the game. It was humbling. So, it's just rough, to go back to what I stated earlier. It's rough on the guys not being able to get, into facilities and take these trips, because the other side of it is guys can't take physicals right now. No contracts are pending, physicals. So, everything will pretty much work itself out. I think the league, they're doing they're just taking it step by step to figure out, how we're going to move forward. And, we're just all playing it by ear, players, coaches, front office staff. And I just can't wait to get back to the game. I love football still, even after, going on 9 years in the league, playing since I was 9. But yeah, I think it'll all come to a head.
Tahir, Ashley Mahoney with the Charlotte Post. Again, welcome. What does your personal training regimen consist of at home? While, like you said, there's a lot of things that are up in the air, but there's still that matter of eventually at some point football will be played. How are you staying fit and staying active throughout all of this?
So I have some workout equipment at the house. So, most time, like for the past 5 years, pretty much, I've always, I worked out at home for the most part. I always wanted in the off season, I try to really spend as much time as possible with my family, being as though once the season come around, I'm I'm hunkered down in grind mode and everything as far as being in the facility and then getting home pretty late. So I just I like working out at home, most times anyway. So I've pretty much kept at that. And then I go outside, to work on my linebacker drops and everything just to break the sweat. Jump rope, have a Peloton, ride on that for about 30 minutes or so. Have a few teammates that try to, challenge me on there. So I think I have a challenge later. We're gonna see how that goes. And then, getting on the elliptical, just trying to change it up as much as I can, so I don't get bored with, the process. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's the process. No matter if, you're in your high school weight room, you're in your basement, working out, or you're in a top-notch training facility, the work still has to be done. You got to find a way to get it done. And I think playing as long as I've been able to play, I know my body well enough to know what works for me. And I think everything's been good. I think I'm in shape.
Follow up to that, for guys who are looking toward, obviously April's right, it's this week, and they're saying,
Right.
Feeling like that chance might just be slipping out of their hands because, like you said, they can't get that FaceTime. What advice would you give to them in terms of just continuing to grind and staying ready for whenever and whatever that opportunity looks like when it presents itself?
Pretty much just stay active, as much as you possibly can. Keep your strength, keep your stamina up. And as far as the aspect of getting in front of the coaches or taking visits, try to get on the phone as much as possible. Even if you're able to, get on Zoom and everything like this, something is better than nothing. Don't let, not really allowing letting your agent take the reins too much and just spearheading all of the conversation. Just, if someone needs to talk to you or get a feel for you as a person, they can't get a feel for you as a person if they're speaking, about you through someone else. Try to get on the phone with them. And I think that's really the best we have to offer right now with the given circumstances.
Tahir, David Newton, ESPN again. What was your reaction when the Raiders released you, considering when you took over, I think you had the green dot helmet after Burfict was suspended?
Yeah, I wore the green dot for most of the time, 2 years there. And, it was just a matter of, okay, they want to go another direction. That's fine by me. I know I still have a lot left in the chamber, so it was not a matter of lack of ability. Who knows what that was about. But at the end of the day, that was the approach that they wanted to go in with it. Didn't really couldn't do anything about that, and neither did I try. I'm like, okay, now this opportunity for me to go showcase my talents in another place. And, that's what I'm looking forward to. Can't dwell on the past and try to figure out why and what happened and everything. It's just a matter of just moving on. Sometimes it's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the business. Things don't always quite work out. You don't stay as long as a place as you would like to. And, you just got to go out there and you just got to keep it pushing.
Got time for one or two more, guys.
Hey, Tahir, this is Jordan Rodriguez. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alina.
Okay. I was just curious, were there any other teams that you were seriously considering, and was there anything outside of Matt Rhule that really made the Panthers seem like the best fit for you?
For me, it was just I know I have family down that way, as I stated earlier, and on top of that, just the love of football that I know they have in the area. Because like I played in Carolina one time in my career when I was in Detroit, and like just the atmosphere and that right there, just everything that just close knit of a team that they were. No, you hear I heard nothing but great things about being in Carolina. Mike Adams, he's one of my close friends. Pop, and he was just like, man, you're gonna love it there. So even afterwards, I've just had multiple people hit me up about how much I'm gonna love it there, and just harps on the things that I've heard prior to signing. And and now I think a big part of it was the fact that it's close to home. That's about a 3.5 hour drive for me to get out there, and like having my family, we all travel together and everything. That was major for me.
All right, last one to Jordan here.
Hey, Tahir, thanks for taking the time with us today. How attached are you to that number 59? Have you guys had any conversations about that? I know you've played in that number your entire career, and I was wondering what your kind of personal attachment was with that number, as well as have you kind of given any thought to what will happen when you get to Carolina?
I haven't really even thought about it too much, even prior to my rookie year, getting the number 59, there was nothing that really went into, having a number. So at this point, it would just be, that's the number I've been able to wear my whole career. But, we haven't really talked about it. I know Luke Ward and everything. So, obviously he's a great guy, he's a great player and all around, it would be different, I would say, for people to, see me in the number and everything. But, at the end of the day, we're going to see how that goes and, just go from there. I'm not really too hung up on the number. I'm just ready to go out there and, at this point, start training, get around the fellas, my teammates, the coaching staff, and really just start, understanding the scheme and go out there and win some games.